Welcome to Franconian and Western. I was able to pick up my pre-ordered Southern Rail Models 48 food containers from customs earlier this week. So they are only about a year behind the estimated delivery date of April 17. Berlin would be proud if they could say the same about their new airport. When I received the package from customs, I wondered how much air I actually got, because the package is quite big, but the answer is not that much. As you can see, the packaging is quite bulky, and you can turn one package upside down and intersect it with another one to save on weight when shipping. Actually, the packaging reminds me more of that from a locomotive, with extra layers of plastic inside the box and the containers wrapped in another sheet of plastic. I'm not sure if this is really necessary for some containers, but I guess this is a pretty German point of view. So let's unwrap them all and then we will have a look on each one. So here they are, one from each twin pack, and as I ordered a dozen twin packs, you will figure that these are actually only 10. The reason is quite simple. One of the twin packs has two different containers and none of these is shown in the background. We will start from the left, and so the first one is a Unit 48 container, a brand also known in Europe as Unit 45, as in Europe, you can't have containers longer than 45 foot. This is one of the few containers that has correct BIC markings all over. MFG1 indicates this is a 48 foot high cube container, and PVDU is indeed the correct owner code for Unit 48. The prints on all models are solid and very crisp. This is even true for some very small prints like the Unit 48 in the lower corners of this container. However, there are some minor issues with the information actually printed on the container. And it's not about check tickets this time. The check ticket is correct. It's about height. As you can see, the print says it's 2.9 meters high, and on this print it says it's 9.6 foot, which is also 2.9 meters. However, on the roof it says that this container is actually 3.0 meters high. And there is an issue on the door side. The prints are great here too, but the locks are for all containers in container color. This is true for some of the models I bought, but not for the Unit 48, for example. And if you look closely during the unpacking, you figured that these are separate parts, as one fell off from one of the containers. I don't get it. I can understand that you do not produce a separate model for those pallet wide containers, as this is only a half millimeter in HO, but if you color your locks anyway, why don't color them in the correct color? Let's turn this one upside down. As you can see here, even the bottom of the sides is colored in dark gray to match the rest of the bottom, and this leaves me even more puzzled regarding the color of the locks. There are holes on the bottom, so we will have to put in pins to put these container on container cars. And there are holes on the end of the container and where a regular 40-foot container would fit. So overall a good container with some minor issues regarding the information printed on the container and with a major issue regarding the locks. Of course you can paint them, but this shouldn't happen in the first place for a container that sells for about 10 euros each. So next one up is the Patrick container. I like both the color combinations and the logo of this company a lot. I'm also not sure about the markings on this container. RWTU is actually the owner code for Royal Wolf. TWTU isn't registered at all. And NEG1 is a 49-foot container. However, both container numbers are one digit short, so this might be prototypical indeed. Up next, another red one, Cahill Transport. It says 48 plus on the side, but I'm not sure what the plus actually is. Maybe it's because this is also a pallet wide container. The owner code is anything but official regarding BIC standards, but this is pretty common in Australia. Next one is another one that should have silver locks. I like the color and I like the orange poles on the 40-foot markings. Unfortunately, Horizon ceased their intermodal business last year. MFGB is actually not an official type code by the BIC, but it was used by Horizon. Let's continue with one of the most favorite containers all over Australia. If you don't pre-order toll containers, chances are high you won't get any. This one is a little bit older, but I like the color combination, and as you know, I have an L-Class, and this L-Class should have something to carry around too. Here the locks are even painted in two colors, but silver obviously wasn't available. Next up is a white Woolworths container with the same orange poles as the Horizon containers and with the same non-official type code of MFGB. Linfox, one of my favorite brands because of their bright red containers seen all over on intermodal trains in Australia and having this "You're passing another fox" on the door. The markings on the Pacific National look very similar to the Unit 48 containers. However, there are no official container numbers on these. Zedliers, or however you pronounce this, another one hard to get. They're almost sold out instantly once released. Linfox, without the fox on the door side and without the red color, their containers for supply chain solutions are colored in white. And here is the special pack with two different containers in the twin pack. First up is an unmarked toll container. The color is even somewhat different compared to the other toll pack, and it has no logos at all. You have to tell from the container number that it's actually a toll container. And it looks like this one was an SPD transport container before. And the last one is a weathered container from Toll. The color looks pretty good compared to prototype photos. And the replaced panels are different on each side. Unfortunately, there are no replaced panels on the small sides. If you look closely, there's something weird going on the door side. GL is short for Germanischer Lloyd, a company that certifies containers. Containers certified by GL carry their logo. They changed this logo recently. Pictured above is the old one. The new one is indeed the letters GL, but without the serifs, and the logo is square. While on the toll container, the logo is a rectangle, the letters have serifs, and while this is a pretty worn container, it is likely that it has the old logo on it and not the new one. Okay, enough of the nitpicking. They are overall pretty nice containers, and if you are interested in domestic Australian containers, you should act fast as they might sell out pretty quick.